Hey, Cart-Jcrash here to talk about a film called Man Push Cart. It was written and directed by a guy named Ramin Bahrani. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And he's a real up-and-coming independent director. He's gone on to do a few more films. And I think that Man Push Cart was his first full feature. He did a film about a year or so later called Chop Shop, which I haven't seen. But I did see what I think is his most recent film, Goodbye Solo, and I enjoyed that along with Man Push Cart. Now, Man Push Cart, it's a story about a guy named Ahmad, and he's a Pakistani immigrant who, in the wee hours of the AM, he takes the train from Brooklyn across New York City to this warehouse where he stocks his cart, his breakfast cart, and he lugs it through the streets of New York City to set up on his designated corner where every morning he sells to the public. And he works through the afternoon, he breaks it down, and he lugs the cart back. And for the first few moments of this film, the first few scenes, we just become immersed in Ahmad's routine. We see the struggle. He carries around this propane tank everywhere he goes because he's afraid it's going to get stolen. And so when he puts the cart back, he lugs this propane tank around. And the use of symbolism in this film is very well done. Just this tank representing the burden that this character is carrying. And the film does a really good job of just capturing the invisible city, the workers who work while the majority are sleeping. We get the blue-collar graveyard shift workers, the trash guys, the street sweepers, the produce men, the cleaners, all the different invisible workers who are carrying on their jobs for low wages. A lot of them are immigrants. And the film does a great job of just capturing this overall sense. A very good representation by the director here. Great cinematography in this film, and I think that's really the strong point of this film. It does have a story that really doesn't give you a whole lot. Now, it turns out that Ahmad is a former Pakistani music star who had a few hits, and he was a real success, and somehow he's made his way back or over to the United States into New York City, where now he's lugging this cart around. So this story takes place and develops through as a couple of other characters are introduced, and it's overall a solid film. I would recommend this film. It's especially if you're looking for something a little different. It sounds depressing, and it certainly has a somewhat bleak vibe to it, but at the same time, a film that is well done, very well made. It reminded me a lot of kind of the older Italian neo-realism films, like Bicycle Thieves in particular. So the story in and of itself is not particularly new, although a good take. And I think overall the filmmaker succeeded in portraying an overall vision of this, of immigrant life, of the invisible city. Pretty solid film. So check it out. It's Man Push Cart. It's Cart-Jcrash.